When a popular previous console exclusive game makes its way over to the PC market, the developers in charge of porting it have one of two options. They can either seamlessly transfer the smooth console experience that you got on the original platform and, maybe even get better performance from the game since you probably spent thousands for shit like that on PC, or the game makes its transition a little more clunkier and the game flops harder than an NBA player desperately trying to get a foul. Everyone should be able to play all types of games, and game devs know this, which is why we have so many game ports in the first place, so that other platforms can enjoy the experience of others. But just hearing that word port for some may give them slight PTSD, because the majority of ports, especially console to PC, are known to not work out. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'll never forgive Rockstar for what they did to Grand Theft Auto 4 on PC. That was tragic. But even with all the negativity surround the act of porting, Sony has been pretty brave in the last few years by releasing most of their PlayStation exclusive library on PC. But the difference is, most of them beat the odds and were actually amazing ports. I got to play God of War 2018 for the first time when it came out for PC, and it was a beautiful experience having more unlocked graphics. There's nothing like watching Atreus getting yelled at by his pops in 4K, I got goosebumps. And that was the case for pretty much all of Sony's games that they re-released up to this point. Just a few days ago, one of the argued greatest games of all time, The Last of Us Part 1, saw a release on PC. A release that I was actually looking forward to because I've never played the game before, so I thought I'd be able to get the same, God of War 2018 experience that I did last year. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, because upon its release, The Last of Us Part 1 did not follow suit with the previous ports, and instead lived up to the negativity that we didn't want. But you might want to hear about my Patreon. If you want to support the channel, gain access to exclusive videos that'll never go to YouTube, or be able to watch my channel videos earlier than when I usually upload them, feel free to check the link in the description below and become a Patreon member today. Oh shit, they back. The Last of Us Part 1 released in arguably the glitchiest state of a big game release so far this year. Instead of reliving a classic storyline, majority of players were subject to game crashes, game stuttering, poor optimization, full retail price for a game that came out in 2013. Okay, that one was mine. Players were furious at these issues, and the Steam page for The Last of Us exploded with negative reviews for the game. Something that doesn't look good for a title that was so highly praised in the past. And like I said earlier, it was weird because, PlayStation usually handled even more graphically intensive ports just fine. So to see this game become a bad release was just downright confusing. Ultimately, the devs saw the outrage and released a hotfix just yesterday as of this video, and it targets some of the problems that many were facing. This update apparently fixed some stability and performance issues according to Naughty Dog themselves, but they're still in the process of creating an even bigger update to tackle all of the game's problems. Now, how effective this recent update was, I don't know. I haven't seen any gameplay of it, but I'm sure there's still a majority of glitches that they have left to handle. So this is obviously disappointing to see, especially for me, since I want to see what's so good about the game in the first place, but I'm not going to chuck up the money for a game that's in the state that it's in right now. And I'm sure that there's many people out there who feel the same way, which leads to a loss of money on PlayStation's end. Although I might not buy it in general, because $60 for a remaster is, I don't know, man, I'm already paying for this VPN, I might as well use it. If any of y'all get that, y'all are bad people. If you want to look at the situation in a brighter way though, at least The Last of Us is an older title, and an older game that's already seen success then, and even still now with, the HBO show being out. So the release of this game once again for arguably an even smaller audience is only PlayStation trying to rake in as much money as they can. So even if it does end up really flopping, it won't be a huge blow to them. But that doesn't change the fact that I still want the game to get fixed sooner than later, because there are people who want to experience the game for the first time on this platform. So what do you guys think about The Last of Us, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below, and as always, if you like on the video, subscribe, check out the Patreon if you're interested, and I'll see you on the next one.